All right, what's up, jammers? Welcome to another edition of Jams and Cocktails. Hope you guys are enjoying your Wednesday evening so far and had a good day. We are on episode 3 of Jams and Cocktails, and I do have a very special guest. My musical guest tonight is singer-songwriter and one-woman band, Miss Victoria Leigh. So excited to introduce her in a few minutes. Just to let you guys know, at the top of the 9 o'clock hour, we will do our shameless plugs, as always. And at 9:30, we'll be doing our midweek motivation with Tony Espinosa. So if you need a little pick-me-up, we'll be doing that at 9:30. So, also, we're adding a new thing here. If you might have noticed, our little donation spot kind of changed addresses. Now, if you throw us a donation, it will bring your name up on the screen and gives you a shout out, and we're going to be doing a donation dance party every time you throw a little jingle our way to support. Also, we are watching the comments, so please join the conversation. Thank you so much, everybody that's tuned in so far. From what I can see here, we've got Grady, Courtney, Scott B, Mike Miskey in the house. All right, Jordan, thanks for tuning in, and everybody else that's scrolled up there. Patricia, Dustin, Justin, bass player from the duo band, has joined in. Thank you guys so much for joining in. Well, I do have a treat for you all. Victoria Leigh, we were supposed to have her on the show ages ago, like before even Christmas time, and it just didn't work out. But we had Mike Bamonte come in your place, and we had a really good time with Mike. And now I finally got you. So I'm so stoked that you're here. I guess without further ado, I'm going to introduce you all to Victoria Leigh. Give it up for Victoria Leigh on the Jams and Cocktails show. What's up, Victoria?
Ain't no thing. What's up with you?
Oh, just living my best life.
Hey. That's what I like to hear.
Or trying at any rate. All right, before we get too comfortable here, is the volume on your phone on?
Nope. I turned it off.
Oh no, it's me. I did this. Why did I do this? But it's better now.
Yeah.
Anyway, we must have bumped your camera here. Let me fix that real quick.
Oh, sorry.
We're taking it all out here.
Live
television, folks.
I'm gonna play 3 chords while you.
There you go.
Sorry, I messed things up already. Leave it to me.
There you go.
Ooh.
Ooh, girl.
Ooh, girl.
That guitar.
I put it down for a second, and that's what happened. There it is. All right, you guys. Jeff Farashedian says, love you guys. Hey. Songs that Jeff likes, or as it's been lately shortened to is songs that.
The
last couple things he's posted, it just said songs THA.
Oh, I think it has to do with oh my god, why can't I think of his name? Bob
Ross.
Bob Ross hasn't finished painting it yet.
Oh yeah.
That is the depth of Jeff's creativity.
The to Jeff likes.
Yeah.
I really like that whole model as far as he's not gonna play a song if he doesn't like it.
Yeah. You know, when he was on the show, I kind of asked him about it. I was like, you know, he was like, I kind of know where this is going. But I was like, so where did that come from? And apparently it's from a Dave Matthews song.
Oh.
I forget the name of the song, but I think he actually played it, which is pretty cool. But anyway, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm just going through the week, getting ready to go down to the Keys and do a couple shows this weekend.
So fun. So jealous.
Probably not sleep. That's going to be part of the formula, is not sleeping. But I'm cool with it. I had a couple days where I was able to sleep, so I'll be good. Caffeine will be a staple.
There you go.
Give me some coffee.
That's awesome. Well, you have so much going on. Like I was telling Jordan just yesterday, I was like, I'm so stoked to have you on because you have so much going on. You know, not to say that like my last couple of guests didn't, they're wonderful, but like, you know, we're all a bunch of sea dogs, you know, so we were like sharing stories, you know, like Glory Day stories, me included, but like you have like such cool, fresh stuff coming up, that I'm so stoked to talk about. So I guess we should just get right into it, right?
Let's dive on in.
I got my handy dandy cue cards here. Because I'm a complete creep and all I do is just do research all day long. So, the very first time I saw you, you were just jamming guitar, and you've really kind of morphed into this one-woman band situation with the loop pedals and the effects and the drum machine. Like, what stirred in your mind to get you to start creating a bigger sound?
Well, I just did the guitar I was doing just guitar only for a while. And then I was playing with Smoking Section, and I started kind of diving into the world of effects and adding different layers to my guitar sound. And then I've been a big fan of Zach Deputy forever.
Yeah, Zach's awesome.
He is, and I've probably seen him live like 30 times. Like I go see him whenever he's in town, and like he's definitely been my influence as far as the loop pedal situation. And,
sure.
When Tosh Sultana came out, you know, her like busking videos, I realized like, oh, this is like something I can do. Like I can make my own sound. And then I found this Boss Dr. Groove, which is like one of the staple 80s products. I
was gonna say, like, it's so rich. When I saw you bust it out, I was like, that is awesome.
I got it at a thrift store for $5. Like, what? It was the find of a year of like my life. $5. There's this little estate place by my house that is like my secret thrift spot, which I guess is no longer my secret thrift spot. I just gave my secrets out, but I love that place.
Write that down. Musicians looking for good deals on gear.
Place by my house. You don't know where I live.
That's fair. That's not fair. You know where I live now.
Okay. Yeah, but I found that, and then I realized that I got the ME80, which has, you know, all these different sounds, and I can do an octave pedal. So I was like, okay, I wasn't really playing with the band anymore, and I was doing the solo stuff, and I just got bored. You know, you can only play out so many nights and just strum a guitar so many ways, and then I'm like, I need to challenge myself. I want to grow as a musician. Like every day, like I've been challenging myself to grow as a musician, because I never had any formal training. I was never, you know, like a lot of us. Like I taught myself guitar. I started on piano, and I've just been chasing it and just wanting to be better. And when I was in college, I went and saw Trevor Hall, who is, you know, one of my like heart and soul favorites.
Nice.
And he did like a meet and greet, and I like all fangirled out, and I was like, what would your advice be for somebody who wants to open for you someday? And he's like, just play. He's like, just play every day and just keep playing and play as many opportunities as you can take and play everything. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that.
Whatever you say.
I love you.
Oh man, that's awesome. I also saw that you played piano for like 10 years. Obviously you must have taken lessons when you were a kid.
I took piano lessons. Yeah, I actually had a very intimidating Russian piano teacher that used to like slap my hands, and she kind of like scarred me a little bit for like music and stuff. But then I had another piano teacher, and the last piece that I played was Claire de Lune, and that was kind of where I ended as far as piano. And then I had this amazing class in 8th grade. Mr. Hamilton, he was amazing, and it was just called music class, and it was a room with like a wall of 30 guitars. Our desks were a keyboard, and there was no curriculum. It was just have at it. And there was a drum set in the back room, and that's where he taught me how to read tab. And it's been since then I've just haven't put down a guitar pretty much.
That's awesome.
I'm so grateful for that class.
That's so great. Well, I was going to say, one of these days you're going to have to work a keyboard into this whole mix here. You got to reprise that piano work.
Sometimes I bust out the melodica, and which I love. It's a great instrument. Like it really is, and it's a lot of fun. And I don't know, but for some reason I'm not as comfortable on melodica now and on keyboard now. Like I can do it. I'm so used to my setup,
right?
You know, like, and this is like
same. Like whenever like because I do the one-man band thing with the foot drums and everything, and it's like whenever I go and play an acoustic show, it's like I feel naked, you know. It's like I feel exposed. It's like, don't look at my feet. Nobody wants to see that.
No, and like when I started like playing out, people would want me to sing with them. Like Fresh Catch, I'd come up and sing with them, and like if I was just going to the show and I was drunk or something, I don't know, just having a good time. Right. But then they'd be like, "Oh, come up and sing," and then it was like Ron Burgundy was like, I don't know what to do with my hands. They're just going up and like this is definitely my safe space. I'm sure you feel the same way.
Oh, absolutely. It's like you guys can't see, but like I'm in a corral, and this is Brad's corral, and that's where I should be at all times.
My blankie.
Exactly. Blankie.
Only it's like mechanical, and there's a lot of knobs and stuff.
Yeah, well, it's a good blanket. Well, it is Jams and Cocktails, so we're drinking all the cocktails. I guess we should get a jam going. What do you think?
I'm down for it.
Yeah, you ready? You guys want to hear a little Victoria Leigh music? I thought so. All right. Well, you ready to rock and roll?
No pressure.
No pressure.
I didn't have anything prepared. All right. I'm gonna start with like kind of an older one. Do you want me to like give the whole spiel and like?
Oh yeah, okay. Ham it up.
Okay, so like this song, no, I'm not gonna talk like that. I wrote this song in college. I was going through a time where I was dealing with some like fetal position on the floor, crippling anxiety. I just threw my pick across the floor, and
kind of like how you're feeling now.
no, I don't have anxiety now. I have the song, and this song just kind of came to me, and I feel weird saying my own music helped me through a time, but it was just it was something I put on paper that just kind of was like, okay, like stop worrying, you.
It's awesome.
Jerk.
Do you need a pick?
I'm okay without it. I'll be
sure?
all right. Yeah.
All right.
I'll get it later.
All right, you guys, give it up for Victoria Leigh.
I don't think it has a name. So far, this song is called "This Song Doesn't Have a Name." But.
I love it already.
More things seem to change, more they stay the same. I've been wasting way too much time, wondering why. All I have is the present moment. Do with it what I will. But all too often we get caught up in things that we can't change. but I don't get another chance, I don't get another shot. I've got this one life to live and live it up. Whether or not things go as a plan, I gotta give it some time and learn to understand it. Life, yeah, life as a plan for me. Time seems to have a bad case of bad timing. It beats us while we're done, we are continually fighting. Fear the odds behind the idea of the unknown, but no, we shouldn't fear, we should continue to grow and learn from life's lessons, mistakes that we made. Learn from life's lessons, no waste chances to take, 'cause I don't get another chance, I don't get another shot. I've got this one life to live and live it up. And whether or not things go as a plan, I gotta give it some time and learn to understand life. Yeah, life as a plan for me. Nothing seems to change. More they stay the same. I'm not facing any more time, wondering why. All I have is the present moment. Do it when I will. But all too often we get caught up in things that we can't change. But I don't get another chance, I don't get another shot. I've got this one life to live and live it up. And whether or not things go as a plan, I gotta give it some time and learn to understand life. Yeah, life. Life, yeah, life as a plan for me.
Yes.
And the crowd goes wild. Wow. I wasn't expecting that.
Oh, our studio audience is the best. You can't pay for a better studio audience.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God, that was a great song.
Sounds like Joni Mitchell. Oh my goodness.
Look at that.
Jack, you're my best friend. Thank you.
Yeah, Joni Mitchell is awesome.
She's amazing.
Legend. Oh my God, I think that's the first time. Well, I certainly like being able to hear it in the headphones, like to hear your jams come through like that.
All up in your ears.
Really, really good. Oh my goodness. Oh. How you doing over there?
I'm doing great.
Doing great?
I'm doing awesome.
Good.
Life is good, man.
So we're listening to Smoking Section,
we are.
Which is your band.
Yes.
How long have you guys been together, or at least when did you get started?
Well, we're kind of like I think we've kind of branched off from it at this point. I mean, the person who originally put the band together moved away, so some of us are still playing together for the most part.
Right.
That's the band I'll be playing with. I have another show coming up. Is it shameless plug time?
It's almost time. It's definitely almost time for shameless plugs.
We'll be playing at the Jupiter Seafood Festival with B Liminal, Resonated, and the Original Wailers.
Nice.
As kind of a branch off of Smoking Section. We're just kind of going as Victoria Lee Band.
I like it. That's awesome.
Just going with that. But we started that, let's see. It had to be 4 or 5 years ago. I went to Legend Room, which is Pete Levine, who used to play with Fresh Catch. He plays with Fresh Catch. He has a home studio, really awesome. And I went there to record some songs, and everyone from Fresh Catch kind of heard it, and then a couple of them were like, "Oh, we should do something with that." I'm like, what's gonna happen?
Right.
And I was like, at that point, I was dreaming of just having people to play with, because I was still playing by myself, and I didn't really know a lot of musicians. I was still teaching, and just, the concept of like hearing a full band behind these songs that I've played by myself for so long was like,
right. Yeah. When you hear that orchestration of something that means so much to you, like a song that you've written, it's like it could bring you to tears sometimes.
It makes me smile. Like I cheese so hard. Like even just like even now, like still like when we play together and we just get in that pocket like real nice. Like I just like smile, and then they're probably like, "What the hell's wrong with Victoria?" I'm like, I'm just having a stroke. I don't know.
Why is she so happy? That's awesome.
I love you so much.
Oh well, that's awesome. It's awesome that at least some form of that band is still playing around and playing. When is that Jupiter Seafood Festival?
That is on February 22nd, end of this month, right before the Mickey Avalon tour.
Oh,
shameless plug number 2.
Shameless plug number 2. Look at her jumping the gun. That's okay. That's okay. You're like a pat of butter on a roll. I can't take credit for that joke.
Who puts a pound of butter on a roll?
Well, not a pound, a pad.
Oh, I think you said a pound of butter. Hello, I'll have the heart attack, please.
Yes, I like the heart attack and then the free bread. That would be great. Well, let's spin a wheel. I got a fun little wheel here. Viewers that have been watching the show for a while, they know all about the wheel. Sometimes it's shot wheel. Sometimes it's songs we hate wheel. Like when Jeff was here, it was songs that Jeff hates.
He told me about that. He said Sweet Caroline was on there.
It was.
I really do love it. It's like Rasta wheel.
Yeah, man, we're only getting good vibes here with Victoria Leigh. All right, let's spin this wheel if I can find it.
Spin it to win it, son.
I'm gonna need glasses soon. Well, that was a quick spin. Dance party. Let's spin again. I don't even know what I was thinking when I put that on there.
I mean,
we'll save that for later. I need another beer at least.
I'm doing the one woman dance party.
There you go.
It's all in the shoulders, baby.
It's all in the shoulders. Watch it hit dance party again. Really wants dance party. Unbelievable. I think it's rigged.
I mean, I'm
rigged wheel. There we go. Oh, thank God. Epic story time with Victoria. We were talking about this before we went live. So I'm sure everybody's dying to know the whole story about this.
Okay, so the epic story time I landed on was the story about how my she shed burned down.
Oh, no.
I'm so glad I can laugh at it. I don't think I ever really...
I'm so glad that you can laugh at it. Like, it's a testament to like your personality, honestly. Because some people would have like went off the deep end for something like this. But I'll let you tell the story.
Okay, I'm not gonna say I didn't go off the deep end because there was kind of a moment at the end there. But okay, so the whole story is my dryer burned down my she shed. Basically, I was playing at Pineapple Fest with Jeff and Grady actually, and I was just hanging out afterwards, and I had this feeling. I was like, I gotta get home. I gotta check on my dogs. I just gotta go home. And I pulled up to my neighborhood, and I saw the smoke, and I was like, oh, cool. The neighbors are barbecuing. I should go say hi.
No.
And then I realized that they were all in my yard, and I was just kind of walking around. I just drove up and realized it was my shed on fire. Which the whole reason why I'm able to maintain a positive outlook on this is that I am so lucky it was just my shed and not my house where my dogs were. Because if anything happened to my dogs,
no kidding,
my dogs are my children. Like everybody who knows me knows that I love my dogs more than pretty much anything in this world.
Yeah.
And if anything happened to them, like I would have been pretty devastated. But luckily, like it was just the shed, and I had a lot of like memories, things in there, which it is what it is. But some of them were salvageable, but for the most part, I was able to get everything out that I could, and it was just stuff, stuff can be replaced.
It still sucks though, but yeah, so fortunate that fire didn't decide to like just waltz across the yard to your house. Like it was contained, which is really good, but. I remember seeing the photos, and I was just like, wow, this is insane.
Yeah, the only real sucky part was that it happened like a couple days before Thanksgiving. So when the actual fire happened, FPL had to come and turn off the power to my shed, which, understandable, but they turned off the power to everything.
Right.
So I was without, and then like being where it was, and then I had to get a permit to get my power turned back on. So I had to get a licensed electrician out to my house to get the power back on. So it was like, how many hoops do you want me to jump through? Like this is not a. So luckily, like my parents live in Palm City and they're amazing, and they were just like, come stay with us, and
yeah, well, they get that all sorted out. Like that's wow.
So it was a doozy, but I feel like so many things in my life have happened, and the only reason they're happening is to kind of push me towards being more grateful, and it's, I don't know. That's the only attitude I can kind of come back to whenever shit gets weird.
Well, I mean, that's certainly the silver lining, like, in the whole thing. I mean, that's, if you're taking that away from that experience, like, that's awesome, because, like, that kind of positivity is so important, and especially in such a negative world in general right now, to, like, find peace in something like that is, like I said, it's a testament to your character, and that's awesome.
Thanks. Yeah. I mean, I tried to. I mean, and if I can go on a little vague tangent, is that like the abundance and the focus on gratitude for me started when I went and met my birth family, and I know we kind of touched on this earlier, but I was adopted when I was 3 months old, and I got to go when I was 24, 25 to go meet my birth family in Chile, and I got to see what my life could have been like. I got to see literally, like, people always think like, oh, my life would be different if I'd done this, or my life would be different if I saw this or did this, but I got to see like what my life literally could have been.
Sure.
And it made me so much more grateful. So that's why I went on that tangent.
Oh no, but that's awesome. Yeah, that's like so fortunate. Like, I mean, that you acknowledge how fortunate you are being somebody that was adopted. And you were afforded a life that was so great, and there's a lot of
the shit.
Yeah,
they're awesome.
There's a lot of kids out there that are still, waiting for their forever homes.
Yeah,
definitely. And that's cool. That's cool that you went and really got your life in scope. Because I think that's important too. You know, some people are like, "Oh, why would you do that to your parents?" You know, but it's not. Like, you're grown up, and like, and clearly they understood. And they were cool. About it. But that's awesome. Chile, huh?
Yep.
So it's a little South America flair. Oh, I hope they have jackets down there, because I heard it's a little chilly.
Oh, wow, he went there.
I went there. I usually do.
When I went there, it was in the summer and it was cold because the seasons are opposite, and I was still like...
it's summertime. I'm going to Chile.
Yeah.
To freeze my ass off.
Well, I was still teaching then, so I waited. I found them in November of whatever year that was, and I waited until summer, and then I kind of like processed it all in that meantime. Like, you're gonna go meet your birth family. You're gonna go meet your birth family. Like, you're gonna see people that look like you. Because I've never had that in my life.
Was that a shock to you? Like, did you see the resemblance? Like, was it uncanny?
Like, there's 5 or 6 siblings, and my oldest sibling, who's a half sibling, I look so much like her, and she was a teacher, and she sings in her church. Okay. And it was like all these crazy, and like the weirdest thing was that we all have this like gray patch on our hair. It's like a birthmark.
Okay.
In one spot. But the absolute like most bananas thing that happened was my full biological sister was her husband. I needed something from him, and like whenever I want like something or attention, I always have done this like this weird little hand flutter. I don't know what it is, but I've always done it. But I did it to him because I was like, "Can I get the?" And he's like, "You did the thing," and I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Your sister does that." And I was like,
"No way!"
Like, what happened in our DNA?
Right, like something is like built in somehow
that we do this weird ass hand flutter.
That's so funny.
But it was all in all like a really awesome experience. I'm super glad I got to go and meet them. Like it answered so many questions in my life. And
sure.
Yeah, it was definitely like.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't imagine. I mean, the only thing I can equate to that is so my father dipped when I was not super young, but like pretty young. I was probably like 8, and so old enough to know who he was, and and miss him when he left, but like flash forward, like no contact for years and years and years. And it wasn't until I was like 20 years old where I kind of like was curious, you know? So I started kind of reaching out to other family and his family and ended up tracking him down, and we ended up meeting up at some point, probably years after we were just kind of talking through letters in the mail.
Wow.
Because I'm that old.
No, that's so special.
But yeah, and then, you know, so like he was living in North Carolina, so I drove there. I was living in Virginia at the time, so I drove there and we sat and we drank and we talked. And,
wow.
You know, we had a lot in common. We reminisced about like those little childhood memories that I had, you know. So like, you know, and we never spoke again.
Really?
You know, yeah, I figure, you know, I mean.
Want to?
He has to be pushing 90.
Really?
Yeah, he was pretty old when I was born. And like, you know, it was kind of closure for me, and I think it was for him too. You know, because like I lived my whole life without him, really, and he had lived his whole life without me. So like, we were both pretty happy in our, you know, in our other directions. But I think that meeting was like, I'm good, you're good, we're good. You know, and I think, you know, he needed to hear that and I needed to hear whatever he had to say, you know. So it was good. So I could relate in at least that story with you.
That's a really cool story. Thank you for sharing that. Closure is a real song, bitch.
Yeah, you know, and people take it for granted sometimes, but it really is.
They do. We don't always get it, you know, sometimes. And that's like kind of what I'm learning right now, you know, as a 30-year-old person, is that like we're not always gonna get it, you know. You can want it all you want, and you can fantasize about it, or you can picture it however you think it should go, but is it gonna go that way? Like, well, probably not. So,
right, exactly.
You know, do you figure it out and close it on up yourself and move along.
Right, exactly. You know, there's a whole lot of life to live, so being stuck on something and not finding the cure for it is that's tough, man. Looks like your album ran out here. I have to find some other jams.
The Eep. I'm gonna make me another drink.
There you go. All right, you guys, we are watching the chat room in there and seeing everybody joining up. Matt, thanks for joining. Michael, thank you for joining. Michael's a drummer. He just moved into town here in St. Lucie West. He came out to the Dolphin Bar while I was playing there last week. Oh, cool. So good to see him there.
Where did he move from?
I think it was New York. Am I right, Michael? He moved down from New York. It might have been north of New York, but
Nueva York.
Yes. Brad, thank you. Forrest, thank you. Forrest was also moonlighting at that show at the Dolphin Bar.
I like the Dolphin Bar.
Me too. It's awesome. It's a great spot.
Like, how lucky are we to live in Stewart? Like,
right?
I grew up in Massachusetts. I'm not a Florida native. I wish I could say I was, because they're really hard to come by. I know maybe a handful.
Right.
But I love it here so much, and I've been fortunate enough to travel around, and I took that van trip out to California, and like that was like
I forgot about
to go
that.
there, and I was just like, yeah. And I do love California. Like I want to like snowbird between here and California. That's like the ultimate goal.
Right.
To be a bi-coastal human, just so I can say I'm bi-coastal.
Bi-coastal. That's I need to jot that down. Bi-coastal.
It's a good word.
So good.
But yeah, I don't remember what I was saying. I got distracted at bi-coastal.
That's a good distraction.
Yep.
All right. I made this wheel. Let's spin it.
Wheel of Doom.
A wheel of doom. It really wants this dance party. Okay, listen. So,
can we do the Macarena?
So here's the deal with dance party. We're only doing the dance party because really it's only because I made the video today. We're doing the dance party for donations. It's a donation dance party.
Is this kind of like, is this borderline like stripping? Is that what? Are we dancing for dollars here, Brad?
For your sake and everybody watching, I hope not for me. Because nobody wants to see me take this off. Not any of us. I don't even want to see this. But yeah, so if you guys throw us a little jingle, we have a donation dance party. that will do for everyone. And now on that new thing, or the new donation page, your name will come up and it'll tell you your little message and your name and how much you threw our way, because somebody's got to keep this bar stocked, and it might as well be you guys.
And not even that, like, I just walked into this whole thing tonight and I'm seeing like what Brad has done here. And this is impressive. Like, you've put a lot of time into this. You've put a lot of effort into this, and it's good. Like, I'm really excited to be here.
Oh, I'm excited to have you here. Well, thank you.
And I saw Jack asked a question. I was living in a van down by the river, and by the river I mean the Pacific Ocean, in Ocean Beach, California for a couple months, and then I made my way north, and then I went back and I did a big loop. But
that's awesome. Jack is Jordan's father.
Oh, hi, Jack.
And they live out in Pasadena.
Ooh,
so yeah,
nice.
Yeah, it's nice and early there right now.
Yeah, what time is it?
Oh, it's almost time for shameless plugs, but not quite yet.
I've done the shameless tease.
Yeah, you did. Giving up all the goods too early.
Well, that could be misconstrued. Victoria takes a drink.
How about that?
Am I just drinking on this one that I've been drinking, or am I drinking something? Okay, well, cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you for joining this tonight.
Yes. Here.
Yes.
Oh, this feels good. We do have some like weird shot. I didn't know if you were in shot mood.
I mean, I could be.
But we have
it's really just a flip of a switch.
We have 99 what is it called, Jordan? Yeah, it's a 99 party. Victoria plays a song. How about that? I'm looking out today.
Ayo. Okay.
All right.
Can I play any song, or does it have to be an original?
No, you can play anything you want.
Well, that just opened up a can of worms, Brad.
On second thought, only originals.
Oh, okay. Well, I still have to think about what I want to play. Would you like an upbeat, happy song, or would you like something that's kind of like feels?
That is entirely up to you. I'm just happy to be here.
Okay. Well, thank you for not helping me at all with the decision.
You're very welcome.
I'm gonna do an original.
All right.
This song is called Serotonin.
Ooh. Okay.
The topic of it is vaguely inappropriate, so I'm not gonna tell you.
Perfect.
You can form your own opinion on it.
Awesome.
This is not a loopy song either. To have a good time when I thought my life was in line then. What did you say to me when things went wrong? You thought that you were so special, your attitude superficial. There was no one to say, so I wrote this song. Think you're wasting my time now, baby. Towards the end, you got so crazy. I just wanna be done and just move on. Think I'm losing my mind. Take me out of my mind. Think I'm losing my mind. No serotonin. Think I'm losing my mind. Take me out of my mind. Think I'm losing my mind. No serotonin. Crazy isn't a contest, but if it is, you were the best. The things you do just don't make sense at all. So no, I don't wanna see you, even after all that we've been through. So in your own words, it's let's go. Take away wasting my time now, baby. Towards the end, you got so shady. I just wanna be done and just move on. Think I'm losing my mind. Take me out of my mind. Think I'm losing my mind. Oh, serotonin. Think I'm losing my mind. Take me out of my mind. Think I'm losing my mind. Oh, serotonin. We thought we could work it out, be ourselves and have no doubt, grow together when we grew apart. Now I feel it in my heart. So the next time you see me, don't say hi, you don't know me. The man I knew, he is no more. Towards the end, you got so shady. I want you in my bed going crazy. Give me just one more night, then I'll move on. Think I'm losing my mind. Take me out of my mind. Think I'm losing my mind. No serotonin. Think I'm losing my mind. Take me out of my mind. Think I'm losing my mind. No serotonin.
That was a great tune. Oh my gosh. I was like ready to jam out.
I had a story about it while I was playing and then I forgot it. ADD.
But then I got high.
we should do that song.
Oh man, I have to get through this red stripe first before we get down on that.
Yes, it should happen.
Oh, Grady says perfect music for some cajon.
Hey, yes.
I know a guy.
Yeah, I do know a guy.
Yeah, I know a guy that might play cajon very well. His name might start with a G. I'm not sure.
And with a rady.
Savannah Hearn, thank you for joining. But now go back to work. So I do have to ask.
Yes.
And I'm sure that you get this all the time.
Okay.
Those guitar strings are amazing.
Thank you.
Do you guys see those? Take a look at these guitar strings. They're totally like rainbow colors. Amazing.
Okay, so I got a couple like shout outs in just this story, but Roy at the guitar shop. You probably know Roy, right?
Which guitar shop?
Off Kindred. It's the guitar shop.
Yeah, I never make it over there because it's so far from here.
Oh yeah. But, that's kind of out of your woods.
But I've heard his name. Yeah, I've heard of the guitar shop anyway.
So the homeboy Dubs. Do you know Dubs? He's a local artist. Follow him, Dubs at Thai Surf Art. He is awesome. He painted. It was either a guitar or ukulele, but he did like a whole piece on the front of it, and because of like the colors he used, I don't know where he got them from, but Roy had these strings on the guitar, and I was like, "What are those?" Like,
yeah,
I need them, like those. And then he's like, "Oh yeah, I got another pair in the back." Like, okay, I was getting my guitar worked on, and he's like, "I'll put them on for you." I was like, "Thank you." And then he's like, "You can get them on Amazon." And I was like, "Okay, cool."
What?
So I've been getting
Amazon for everything.
This video should be sponsored by Amazon. Amazon, hit us up. Sponsor Brad Brock. So I just, you play as much, if not more, as I do. So I was using, for the longest time, Earthwoods, because I was like, they're cheap. I don't want to spend money on strings.
Yep.
I'm just going to use the cheap ones. And they sound terrible, and, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Sorry,
well, the thing is with the cheap strings is they sound really good for one gig.
Literally like one
dead
gig.
as a doornail.
Yes, for the rest of the time. But and then I was using elixirs for a little while, and I had a lot of issues with them breaking. So I personally am like not a fan.
I feel like the most over. And don't get me wrong, the elixirs sound great.
They do,
and they last a really long time. But like, yes, they break, and they do. And when they break, you just threw away $15.
$20 now. They're like $18.99 or something like that. So it's like, okay, yes, I want my instrument to sound good. Yes, I'm gonna pay more, but at what cost? So these are like, I want to say they're like $10, $12 a set. They look awesome.
Yes,
this is
clearly
my first selling point. The second selling point is that they're definitely like a mid, like the price wise, they're mid grade, and as far as the durability and how long they last, like I love these strings. Like I will never probably use anything if they're ever discontinued. I will be buying like a lot of like 400 of them because they're awesome. And it's not even like I want everyone to like my strings. I've always loved color. I've always just like that's why I was commenting on all this art in your house. Like I love the colors. I love the pinks and the purples
the
and
paintings.
Bright. I just like bright colors.
Yep.
These are also blacklight reactive. Not that I ever play in a blacklight reactive setting. I don't play.
Now
a lot
that
of raves.
I know, I have to rig up a blacklight next time.
We'll get a rave going.
We really have a dance party.
That Golden Girls poster is also blacklight reactive. I don't know if you knew. So
it's out of the frame here, but yep, it's there.
Yes, anyone who has a Golden Girls poster is a friend of mine.
Oh my God! Well, then we're real good friends because there's a lot of Golden Girls in this house.
I'm about that life.
Are those nylon or steel strings?
Everyone thinks they're nylon. They're still strings. They're regular 12 gauge.
That's amazing. Because I always wondered if they were nylon, but they don't sound nylon. So I didn't know if maybe they were just like nylon with steel hearts or whatever they call them.
They're regular old strings.
Sounds like a good band name, Steel Hearts.
I love them, but while you were talking about that, I also wanted to bring up this whole thing because it's kind of a running joke at this point because sometimes I know what it was. I moved my headphones mid song, of the last song that I looped, and it made me think of I get accused quite often about not playing the guitar.
Oh, what?
So people, like when I do my live videos on my personal Facebook page, and I go live on like the Slightly Stupid page quite often, and
I see your lives all the time, and sometimes I because you play like really early gigs sometimes, which is great because like I'm just having coffee in my office and I'll see you go live and I put it on. And while I'm working, I'm just listening to beautiful Victoria Leigh music.
That's kind of the intention because I know, like, I see people go live at that time too. I have like other friends that go live that early, and it's like it's just a nice, live music is just it's the medicine. I feel like hearing somebody just let it out,
right?
It's there's something that's kind of healing about it, and if I can share my own healing with somebody or like whoever wants to watch, then cool. But yeah, I get it because of the loop pedal situation, and like I can record something, and then I can if I'm like, oh, I gotta like scratch my nose, like
right,
and then it's still playing. People are like, oh, you're not playing guitar, you're not doing that, you're just faking it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like people don't get the concept, like, and I can relate with my setup. Like everybody's like, oh, where do you get your drum tracks? And I'm like, no,
that's
walking it out.
Me playing drums.
Like I'm.
and
I people just don't get it.
But the same.
Yeah, but it's the same. It's the same idea. And same deal. Like if somebody's walking in midway through your loop, and you're already done putting those layers down, like they're just like, oh, wow, playing with karaoke music, and it's not the case at all. Like,
yeah, why'd you come up and do the next one, man?
Yeah, right.
Go ahead. You gonna start the track? No, man.
Yeah, you build the track yourself.
I am the track.
I am the track. Awesome.
Yeah,
all right. Well, let's spin the wheel one more time here before we get to
spin away.
Before we get to shameless plugs, which is a happening. I'm gonna let you kick it off with your big tour announcement. Cool. I'm very excited about.
Wait, hold on. Is there only one dance party?
There's only one dance party. There's only one of everything.
We need to go play some lottery numbers because we've hit that 4 times.
Seriously.
And you have a 1 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 in 9, 10 chances of hitting that.
Yep. Right after this, we're going to the grocery store. We're hitting up Combi.
I love me some Cumberland Farms. Brad takes a drink. Woo!
Well, that's easy to do.
He drinking a red stripe man.
Right down by the beach, boy. Cheers, you guys.
You know, I think we should start a band and we should just talk like this the whole time, man. Did you ever watch Rasta Mouse? Sorry.
What?
I got really excited. Did you ever watch the show Rasta Mouse? It was on Netflix for like
Rasta Mouse?
Rasta Mouse. Okay,
Never.
So apparently it was on BBC for a while and it was a kids show.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like kind of almost like stop motion claymation-y.
Uh-huh.
And it was about these crime fighting mice. And they had like this theme, but they were also in a reggae band.
Amazing.
And it was just the most amazing thing ever. I remember I was really sick. I had the flu for a while, and I spent a good time that I had the flu watching Rasta Mouse. But they have
you got to catch up, you know.
It's not on a Netflix anymore, but you need to watch it on just even the intro song on YouTube.
Right, wherever I can find it.
But there was an episode where like they, you know, Rasta Mouse was getting a call from the president, and the president was like, Rasta Mouse, somebody thieved all of the cheese. And he's like, oh, I gotta get on that. And he like solves this whole mystery of like who thieved the cheese, man.
Oh my God. Rasta Mouse going on the watch list. Jordan, put that on the watch list.
Sorry, I tell like everybody that I know about
so
that show
funny.
because it's amazing.
Kelly says this was just a show you made up in a fever dream.
No, it was not, Kelly.
Jordan says add to cart.
Kelly is the one I was talking to you about earlier that was watching the show naked. Not just kidding.
That's
exactly
how she made it out to be too. So thank you, Kelly, in the raw for watching the show.
In her au natural.
Oh, natural.
Oh my God, I'm crying.
Don't cry. It only gets worse.
It's a happy cry. That's what she said.
Oh, random fact.
Hey.
From Brad. Random fact about me. I am missing my biceps tendon in my left arm because after a gig, I was loading all my heavy shit into the back of my Honda Accord and snapped it while I was lifting something into yeah. So now I have this really funky muscle. And I'm gonna gross all of you out here.
That sounds super painful.
Yeah, it was not fun, but you see how like this one, not to show off my muscles here.
Look how big this one is.
Look at the muscle. But you see how like normal that is, and then this one is just kind of like, it just kind of like dies in the middle there.
Damn. So is that like a music injury? Is that something that happened? Like, luckily it wasn't your strumming arm. If it was your strumming arm, do you think it would have like affected your playing?
Maybe not initially, but maybe down the road.
Yeah.
There's definitely a noticeable strength difference in this arm compared to this arm, or compared to what it was before, and it snapped so bad.
Oh my God.
Everybody's all grossed out. I could still do everything I was able to do. There's just some things that I can't do as well.
Yeah.
Like lifting heavier things, or like sometimes I'll tweak it and I'll be like, that is not normal.
Are you a righty or a lefty?
I'm a righty, okay. Thankfully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
so
were
yeah.
you lifting? I'm just curious.
So before I decided to like compartmentalize my gear,
yeah.
I used to try to put every single thing that I owned into a drum equipment bag, like a drum hardware bag.
Yeah.
So this bag was like 300 pounds, had to be 300 pounds. And so what I would do was I would put my speakers on the cart, and I'd put the empty bag on top of the speakers, and I'd load the bag, and then I'd push the cart to the trunk, and I'd push the bag off the speakers into the trunk, just like like Splash Mountain, and then so I never had to lift this heavy piece of shit, right? Until one day I was finishing a gig at Captain Hiram's. What's that?
I said, "Oh yes, where were you?"
Yes, Captain Hiram's.
They're responsible.
Yeah, right. I just finished the gig, and it was dark, and I was tired, and so I same deal, you know, pushing it into the trunk.
Yeah.
Well, the cart wasn't close enough, so it missed the trunk hole and like landed on the bumper.
Woo.
So out of just reaction, I just reached out, fully extended my arm, reached out to grab the bag. Well, 300 pounds, and it was like, it was funny, we were talking about bungee cords, like cheap bungee cords snapping. Well, it was what it sounded like. It was like,
oh my God.
It was so gnarly. I know, it's so gross. I could.
Ew and ow, if I could combine those two words. Like, ow.
It's like a cat meow, is what it is.
Ow.
But like it snapped so bad you could hear it bounce off of the brick wall, and like I was just like, and then it was just like instant like
sheer pain.
It was like weird pain. It was like my whole like arm went like got tingly.
Ooh.
And I was like, okay, you know. And then I was like, I could still move it. I thought I had snapped my elbow in half. Like I thought it would just like, you know, but that wasn't the case. And I was like, okay, I could still move everything, so it's not bone broken. But like I was not then able to lift anything, and I was
Did you
like,
have to have surgery?
No, because I snapped it so bad the surgery was not possible.
So they were just like, have fun with that, basically?
Yeah. They were like, you know.
How much did they charge you to tell you, have fun with that?
Too much, really. Yeah, that emergency room, the doctor was like, I came in and I was like, I think I ruptured my biceps tendon. And
so you knew? Do you watch a lot of Grey's Anatomy? You must watch a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I immediately like went and did a WebMD diagnosis, obviously, you know, naturally. And I was like, okay, well,
arm herpes.
Yes, and that's what it was, and now you know I take medicine for that. Still don't know why my arm doesn't work, but yeah, so you know that $500 trip to the ER for them to be like, oh yeah, that's what you did. Here's a pain patch.
We can't do anything about that.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, now here's a referral to get another referral from another guy, and then we'll decide.
Jeez,
so yeah,
well.
even then, like it was like there's a window of time to get that operation, and I was at the very far end of it by the time they did the MRI, and they were like, oh yeah, that's what you did. I was like, I know that's what I did.
Fix it, please.
Yeah, and then they were like, oh, even if we try to fix it, it might not work, and you'll be in a sling for 12 months.
Were you full-time musician then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Full-time. So I was like, yeah. I was like, is my arm going to fall off? And he was like, no. And I was like, dope, I'm out.
Follow-up question. When does the arm just fall off? I'm curious. Like, just spontaneous arm falling off.
Stranger things have happened.
That's true.
So I hope that it doesn't happen to me. Like I could just see myself like,
oh shit, my arm fell off.
Yeah, you know how drummers sometimes launch their drumsticks into the audience. Now my whole arm just goes out there, smacks somebody in the head. Hey man, you knocked over my drink.
And then Karen has to go talk to the manager. She's like, his arm fell off and hit me in the head. All right, Karen.
Oh. That's funny, man. So yeah, there's your random fact about Brad.
That's a cool fact, man.
Oh, we are up.
Is it time?
It is time. It is time. Rafiki says.
Wow.
All right. Well, you guys, we are up at the 9 o'clock hour. So that means it is time for Shameless Plugs. We're going to get Victoria to kick off Shameless Plugs because she has some massive news about a little tour that she is a supporting artist on that's coming through Florida. And I think that like I'm still blown away by the mashup that's going on here because the headlining artist is notoriously what word should I use?
There's a lot of words you could use.
But very fun. I'm like, I know a lot of his music comes from Turmoil, but like his shows are.
The word. I'm trying to think of a word, and I'm racking my brain. And I mean, the word for him.
The word for it is his name, and I'm just not. I don't want to say it because I want you to be able to say it. Okay. But you guys, it's official here on Jams and Cocktails. Victoria is announcing this. I'm taking credit for this. Bye.
Yes, you can. So end of February, I'm going to be joining Mickey Avalon for his Florida run of his tour. I've been listening to Mickey Avalon, I told you, since like, I don't know, '08. I remember driving around when I was going to UCF in Orlando, just blaring my dick.
Yep.
And just thinking it was hilarious and amazing, and I was like, wow. Like, I need to be friends with this person. Like, this is something, like, because I don't really tell a lot of people this stuff, but like, I like making parody songs. I've done that since I was little.
Sure.
Like, I've always done it. And I posted tonight, I was like, if I keep drinking, I might play the cooking song, which is, my own little kind of take on a parody song. And,
love it.
I like the shock value of his stuff. I always have, and
maybe that's what he's shocking.
Oh,
that's probably the word. Like,
but he's himself too. That's what I appreciate about him. I know he's dealt with addiction, and he's dealt with whatever he's dealt with in his life, and I appreciate the genuity. Is that a word? Genuineness. Genuity? Is it genuity a word?
I don't think it is.
Well,
somebody out there chime in. Is genuity?
It is now. I done made that a word. Mm-hmm.
It's official. Webster is writing it in as we speak.
Genuity.
Well, that's awesome. So, where is this tour taking you?
I will be joining him in Jacksonville at Surf of the Bar. We'll be playing the hometown show for me at Terra Firmata on the 28th. Then we're going to B-Side Tavern in New Smyrna and Debauchery in Melbourne.
Nice. Debauchery.
Yeah. No, I played there with The Movement, who's another one of my favorite bands, and I love it. I love it there. When I'd never been there before, and I pulled up and I was like, oh my God, it's a smoky bar. Like, this is my wheelhouse. I love it. This is, I don't know, I'll never not dislike playing in like smaller places or I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of like seedy, anywhere. Like smoky bars. I love it.
Well, if I'm on stage, if I'm just going there, like there's places I'd avoid, but everywhere.
So,
the movement's good.
Tyler just he just chimed in. He said authenticity would also work for that word that you were looking for.
He going to UCF right now, so he's probably he's on the smart list.
Smart. He's a wise guy.
Tyler and I have been friends for a very long time. I adore him very much.
Oh, that's awesome. Tyler, thank you for chiming in. That's a good synonym.
Synonym.
So that is four or five dates that you're touring with him. That's awesome, man.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to kind of showing a different side of my own sound, and I was telling you earlier, like I can kind of be a chameleon in life, you know.
Right.
And I was thinking, like, when I travel too, like there's always like some kind of brown skinned people and I can always look like I belong and be like, yeah, I'm part of that. Yeah, I'm totally Greek. I'm 100% Greek. Like, yep, whatever you want me to be, I will be.
Right. And, I'll conform.
But musically, like, I'm excited to kind of show a little bit more R&B, a little more rappy side, a little more just kind of not reggae or not. I don't know. There's a lot of layers.
Sure.
We got layers.
I get it. But that's super cool. Wow, I'm very excited for you.
Thank you.
And that kicks off on February, or when does that tour kick off?
February 27th, I believe, is the first date. I should probably know that. Yeah, but, it's all on my calendar.
Yes, I have people that tell me where to be.
We got homies.
Well, that's awesome. So where are you going to be this week between now and next Wednesday?
Well, I do have to pull out the phone.
See.
Actually, no, I don't. This week, I will be playing in the Keys. Taking a little trip down. I love playing in the Keys so much. I feel so fortunate every time I go down there. It never feels like work. And right. I'm, coming from someone who is in a school and working as a teacher for, almost a decade of my life, and to be able to go and get paid to play. I've right. eliminated the word work from my vocabulary entirely. We don't work, we play.
Right.
That's literally all we're doing.
I like that.
And to go on another little tangent is that I feel like that is a big part of who I am as a person, is to help inspire people to do what they love and to follow their passion and to understand that life is too short to be miserable. We all have something that we bring to the table. We all have something that we, and only you can bring to the world. So why are we not going to, I guess, monetize or capitalize, not because of greed, but because we need to support ourselves.
Sure.
And if we're going to support ourselves, we should be doing what we love.
Well, that's it. We make a living through art, which is like, that's the dream.
Yeah, it is.
If we're able to go out there and do art for a living, that's the dream, like that's, and especially now, when independent music is so relevant now, that we're able to kind of get away from the idea that, I need a record deal to be rich and famous. Well, you don't. You just need to take care of your business. Put being a rock star on the back burner, and get your business together. Because if you become successful in your own right, it'll just flock to you. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe not always, but like, the chances are better than if you are just getting discovered on a singing show, or happen to be an executive walking into your show at that Dolphin Bar. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, but yeah, that's a great way to live, man. Yeah,
and if I can give advice, not that I'm like wildly successful, but I'm trying, is that consistency. That's kind of like a lesson that I'm learning right now, is that consistency is just like, it's a beautiful thing, man.
Yes,
it's a beautiful thing.
Indeed.
I'm glad you're like doing this every week. Like that's inspiring to me.
That was somebody calling me out, and I think it's Austin. Austin was tuning in. Austin kind of called me out one night, and I've known Austin for many years. But he was like, listen, he's like, me and my wife listen to your show all the time. He was like, but it's sporadic, because at the time I was like, it was just whenever I had a hole in my schedule, and I was like, I'll do it Monday or do it a Tuesday, and I was like, you know what, you're right. If I want to build an audience and be consistent, I need to pick a day, and that's the day, and then kind of the skies opened up, and like a couple of my Wednesday things fell through, and I was like, you know what, so like I didn't even have to cancel anything. I was just like, boom, Jams and Cocktails every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern on Facebook Live. Shameless plugs.
You're gonna start doing that, man. It's
I know. I need to get the sound bite. I need to get it.
No, it's better if you do it like
with your mouth. Yeah, that's what she said.
Top notch.
Perfect. Oh no! Look what you've done. Look at you. It's all caught on film.
So glad. I couldn't be more happy.
So
okay, let's try that again. Take 2. Okay.
There you go. Yeah, feel free to adjust that however you like. I'm not. I won't get mad at you.
She also say this.
She also say this. All right. Well, let me run through some of my shameless plugs here, and then we can get back to some jams and cocktails.
Let's do it.
Once again, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And this is our 3rd episode. It's great to have Victoria here. Time for some shameless plugs. Just to let you know, you can find me tomorrow night in Fort Pierce for Fort Pierce Thursdays. I will be at the Square Grouper up there with Tony Solomon on keys. That is tomorrow night at 8 p.m. So come and hang out with us on the island. Next week, for Jams and Cocktails, we will be on location at the Deck Restaurant in Stewart with Jeff Farashedian from Treasure Coast Entertainment for their open mic night. So we'll be set up there. So this is an opportunity for you guys to come out in person and hang out and maybe chat with me and see some great local music that you might not get to see all the time because they're either just cutting their teeth or getting their feet wet. But I'm sure there's some seasoned musicians that pop through there as well. I will be one of them, and Jeff, of course, is there. So we will be on location at the Deck Restaurant in Stewart next Wednesday for Jams and Cocktails. So the open mic starts at 6, but the podcast will go live at 8. I will be there for the interim. So come and say hi and bring a guitar or any kind of instrument and jam out there. As always, you guys, please like and share the stream because growing the audience takes a village. So if there's somebody out there that you think would really enjoy a stream show or a podcast about music and drinking, as I do, share it with them and get them involved. Please go and join the Jams and Cocktails Live Podcast Facebook group. That is, you just search that, or the link is actually in the description of this video, this post. So you can go and check that out too. You can join that. And of course, this will be uploaded in HD to YouTube, hopefully tomorrow, but definitely before the weekend. So you can re-listen to this again. And audio podcasts are coming. The audio only versions of these shows will be coming soon, and available for you to stream right to your phone while you're driving around. Because I love listening to podcasts in the car. It's one of my favorite things to do.
You're a podcaster.
Yeah, love it. Also, you guys, if you want to take it a step further, the Brad Brock Music mobile app is available for free from the Apple App Store and Google Play. And just to remind you that Jams and Cocktails is broadcasting every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. And we'll be hosting musicians, other special guests, venue owners, liquor makers, beer makers, all kinds of really cool people that are really doing cool things on the scene here in the Treasure Coast, and excited to have them on the show. So where are we at? And yeah, we are to try to come up with a budget for these podcasts to like get some cooler things and make sure that we have a stocked bar and things like that. Have a new donation page. If you donate through the link in the description or the web address there on the screen, your name will pop up and it gives you a shout out, and we'll have a little dance party in your honor each time you guys donate. So that's kind of fun.
Dance party in your honor.
In your honor. Do want to give a shout out to my friends at Code Rum and Treasure Coast Rum Cakes. Thank you guys for always supporting everything I do. Also Treasure Coast Entertainment, Snorkel Corn Entertainment, and Earth Tones Presents. That, of course, respectively is Jeff, Zach, and Ron. Thank you guys for keeping us working all the time here.
Thank you.
It's really a good service that you guys do, connecting us together with local venues around town. So we appreciate you. Of course, all the great Treasure Coast venues that host live music. We thank you very, very much. If any of you are tuning in, thank you. And of course, my dear brother, Steve's Custom Computers. He does custom gaming computers. So if any of you are out there looking to upgrade your computer and don't have time to build it yourself, he built the entire machine that I was able to do these streams with, and really kind of expand the horizon on these streams. And he built it in a week. And it was awesome, and he kind of pushed me to do it, because before I was working on a crummy little laptop, but now I have this great computer. So if you're looking for computers, talk to me, reach out to me, and I'll put you in touch with him, and we'll get you some computers.
This is dope.
Yeah, super dope. That's my I need to come up with a graphic for Shameless Plugs. That's coming next week, you guys. So new graphics are coming. Victoria, what's up? How you doing over there?
I'm doing good, man.
Awesome. You got everything you need? You good?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's spin the wheel here before we do midweek motivation. I need to get motivated. It better land on me to play a song eventually.
It's gonna land on dance party.
Otherwise, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Whoop.
Oh, random fact from you.
Random fact, Victoria.
All right, let's have a random Victoria fact.
I hate olives. I don't use the word hate, but I hate olives.
Like all of them?
All of them. Yes.
Oh no.
I like olive oil. And my best friend, one time we went to Bonefish, got some drinks and got martinis, and she's like, you need to try a blue cheese stuffed olive. And I was like, well, sure, I'll try it.
Right, I'll try anything once.
I've tried olives, and every time, like, you know, I'm an adult. I feel like I should like olives, but I cannot for the life of me just like stomach an olive.
Is it the taste or the texture or like what is it that like turns you off from olives?
Oh, it's everything.
No
it's the
kidding.
Texture, it's the flavor, it's just this. I don't understand how people eat them. People just. I don't know. I can't.
That's because I love olives. Pizza, olives on pizza, olives in my drinks.
Does she like olives?
I like black olives.
She likes black olives.
See, if they're on there, I won't even go near it.
Dustin Lewis wants to know what's the coolest band you've played with?
Probably doing the original Whalers shows. I've played with them like probably 4 or 5 times now, which is I think pretty cool.
I do have to ask,
yes.
Is it the Whalers with Family Man or is it the other Whalers?
With Al Anderson.
With Al Anderson, okay.
Yeah. And the first time I met, or not the first time I met him, I'd played with him a bunch of times. The first time I really met him, he was like, Victoria Leigh, are you Chinese? I was like, no, but you're Al Anderson, so yeah.
So yes,
totally
I'm definitely Chinese.
I was like,
just for you tonight.
I was like, what? And he's like, well, Leigh, and I was like, and I jokingly said to him like, yeah, Bruce Lee's my cousin, and he's like, oh, cool, and I was like,
oh no,
no, he's not my cousin.
and then it was lost. Like that was the end of it.
But I was really cool. Like just meeting him, like knowing that he was like one of Bob Marley's original guitarists, and Pete Levine, who I did my like original recordings with, he has like some of the original like studio tracks from some Bob Marley stuff, and like,
oh man,
you know,
that's so cool.
It's quite magical to like hear it and like, you know, just kind of isolate like the vocals or isolate like
right.
anything really, and you isolate and you're just kind of like, oh my god,
that's wild. You got to listen to the master.
Yeah,
like, that's really crazy.
Cool. Yeah, that was a cool experience. Especially, I did it with the band, and then doing it solo was kind of like a whole nother ball game for me. It was like, oh, like this is just me. But the movement was cool. I played with a lot of Florida bands. I'm trying to think. I did Root Fire a couple years ago, which was really cool. Michael Franti did that. That was Damian Marley was on that lineup.
That's awesome.
That whole lineup was just like.
Yeah, that's crazy. What a great, just the two of them.
I'm super grateful for Duderman and Duderman Productions and Ineffable. Like they're doing the things, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, I see Duderman's name everywhere for all these great shows.
Yeah.
Like he got Steel Pulse down to Abacoa.
Yeah.
Which I heard was a great show, and I wanted to go.
It's Steel Pulse.
Right.
But yeah, he knows how to throw a party.
We are frozen. Hopefully it picks back up. I'm not sure what's going on.
I want to sing Let It Go.
Let it go. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. It's like it just stopped.
Glitching.
Yeah, it's an internet thing. Very bizarre. No, it's It says broadcast interrupted. Yeah. It's
Did I break it?
No, you didn't break it. Cool things. It's like, you didn't trip over that cable, did you? In the bedroom?
No. I went to the bathroom.
That was really cool. Like this meeting.
Oh, here it comes. And we're back. And we're back. Thank you guys for hanging in there. We had a little lull there in the internet. So just some of the fun things we get to deal with here on Jams and Cocktails.
That gosh darn technology.
Anyway, yeah. All right. Dustin said he noticed. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for hanging in there and not losing faith.
Hold on to your pants.
Not losing the faith.
Are you gonna play a song? Can we just like Can we just
dance party again?
Seriously?
Did it again.
Okay, well, there's some kind of weird formulaic thing happening here. Can we just jump to Brad plays a song? Because I have not heard you play a song. Oh, Random Factoria.
It's okay. We don't have any real rules here, so I'll just play a song.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
About to get real up in here, son.
I probably should auto-tune this thing, though. Right quick.
Auto-tune.
Auto-tune it.
Like T-Pain?
Just like T-Pain.
Have you ever heard... Did you hear his Tiny Desk performance?
I didn't. How was it?
He is an incredible singer.
I know that he is... he's really underrated
phenomenal
singer. I heard him do the national anthem at a game once.
Really?
And he killed it, man.
Like he should have never used auto-tune is my thoughts on that.
I thought I heard a story that he didn't want to. Like it was just something he was messing with, and a producer was just like, "That's the sound. Yeah. That's the sound," and he just kind of stuck with it. Kind of like the Bee Gees and that, staying alive. Yeah. That wasn't always their thing.
All that high-pitched stuff.
But it worked really well for disco,
It did. Disco.
Disco. You ready to get your mind blown?
Yes. Blow me, Brad.
Me too.
Sorry, I had the opportunity. I had to take it.
Yeah, that's something I haven't heard in a while. Since I was in prison.
Oh, no.
All right. I'm ready to sing the song. A little song about somebody who just doesn't love you back the same way that you love them.
That bitch.
The song's called The Unrequited. Situation. Loving blind, but she don't see it out. Climb the mountains, put the signs up, and everything. She pushes by me lines, it doesn't feel a thing. Oh, this one-sided attraction is so cold. I can't feel my heartbeat anymore. It's amazing that after all this time, your eyes still have not been mine. There's a slight misunderstanding about mistaken wish you take. Another step towards me and feels I'm forever. Push me to my side, and I feel the cold wind blowing. She asks me for light. Oh, this one-sided attraction is so cold. I can't feel my heartbeat anymore. It's amazing that after all this time, your eyes still have not been mine. I notice how her fingertips wrap around her glass and bring it to her lips. Still subtle observation. Wish she would say one time about your peace of mind. That would be fine. left not behind. This one-sided attraction is so cold. I can't feel my heartbeat anymore. It's amazing that after all this time, your eyes still left not behind.
Percussion setup is so sick.
Right, I'll give you lessons.
That's so rad, dude. Like you got a whole band behind you.
I just added this little guy on my guitar.
What you got going on over there?
It's a ride cymbal, so I could play the ride with my pinky while I'm strumming. So I could just kind of be like. I know, I ran out of like arms and legs, so now I have to use fingers. You know, a little something.
How do you make that much noise? Was that an original?
That was an original.
Oh my god, that was so good.
Yeah, thank you.
Dude.
Well, that brings us up to 9:30, which means it's time for midweek motivation. I have a real special treat here. Tony wasn't able to be here, but he sent us a message. So get out your pens and pencils and a little notepad and take notes. Here is your midweek motivation.
Good morning, my friends. How are we doing today? I'm doing well. Life is good. I hope everybody's doing great. Reflection turns experience into insight. Experience is not the best teacher. Reflection of the experience is. I know a ton of people with vast and crazy amount of experience, but they're no better off today than they were, say, 15, 20, 30, 40 years ago. They're just mowing over the same routine. Reflect on your experiences. At the end of today, reflect on what you've done, what you've accomplished, who you've met, and start training your mind to bring reflection into a normal everyday routine. Have a great day. Good luck. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Tony, for that awesome message. Excited to get Tony back in the studio here, as I like to call it, the Dyro Studios, short for dining room.
Dyro. I love it. I really like that message too. That was cool.
Right? You know, and it's the truth. You know, you can experience a million things, but if you don't go back and reflect on those experiences, you're really not getting out of it everything that you need. So I chose that topic today because you know, I think we kind of take for granted like all the little things that we go through each day, you know, and if we don't stop and smell the roses, you know, and really reflect on the things we go through, then we're kind of wasting that opportunity, you know.
It's all about lessons, and to be honest, if you don't smell them roses, you're just gonna keep getting the same roses until you smell them roses.
You know, I did hear though that roses really smell like boo boo boo.
I know you like. Thank you. My college roommate's name was Caroline.
No.
She hated Outkast. She's like, I hate that song.
Oh, that's a good one, though. I mean, I guess that's a better song to pick than Sweet Caroline.
Oh, no, she was from Boston. She was a Red Sox fan also.
So she loves that song.
She also liked that song. Ba, ba, ba.
So funny. So ridiculous. God, if I never have to play that song again. Yeah, Christine, got to keep learning and growing. It's important.
Yeah, we about that life.
Did I read up there that you were in town? What did you say? Actually be able to come tomorrow night. Yeah, I'd love to see you. So come on out. That's 8 o'clock tomorrow night at Square Grouper in Fort Pierce. Where are you tomorrow night? Anywhere local, or are you making that trek down south?
I'm in Marathon tomorrow.
That's a hike. I am incredibly jealous. Still incredibly jealous. I love the Keys, man.
It's so beautiful,
right?
It's. I'm so excited to be able to go down there and, make money as opposed to like every time, prior to playing music for a living, like it was always you go there and it's like, you want to drop a bunch of money on a vacation and, come back like, oh no.
Yeah, now you can go down there and make a little jingle.
Exactly. I come back and I'm like, oh yeah.
That's awesome. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got a few minutes left here. By the way, I guess I just wanted to say, if you really enjoyed Tony's message, I forgot to mention this, but you can learn more about him and his leadership at TonyEspinosaLeadership.com, or you can find him on Facebook, Tony Espinosa Leadership. You can check all that out. Tony, longtime friend of mine, just to let you know, he is a certified leadership coach. He learned from John Maxwell, who is a really big name in motivational speaking. He's also a former producer of the Love Doctors radio show, which he always has really cool stories of Dr. Rich and Dano and all of them. You ever listen to that show at all on Real Radio?
I don't think I have. I really don't listen to a lot of radio. I know I should, but
yeah,
I've become spoiled.
I listen to a lot of talk radio, so like
talk radio.
I listen.
Suicide.
I know. You'd think. So what had happened was, I guess I'll do a random epic story. It's not really an epic story, but so when I lived in Orlando.
Wait, where in Orlando did you live?
I lived out by UCF. I lived in
in
like East Orlando, out by like Waterford Lakes and all that.
Okay.
Where did you live?
I lived in Pegasus Landing for a while.
So you were right by the school.
I was right there. And then I lived off Cimarron by the airport for a bit, too.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I remember. I know Cimarron very well. I lived in Metro West, out by like Universal. I could actually like sit on my balcony and see like the fireworks from Universal.
Ooh.
But I didn't have any furniture in that apartment. I had a bed and 2 mushroom chairs in my living room. That was it.
Mushroom chairs.
Yep, mushroom chair from Kids R Us or wherever. Like completely ridiculous. I could not even afford to live in that apartment. I couldn't afford to put anything in it. But I could see fireworks every night. That was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I lived in East Orlando out by the school. How long ago were you there?
2007 to 2012.
Do you remember Hula Hands on University?
Yeah.
The Hula Hands restaurant?
Which is now library.
I believe that completely.
Yeah.
I used to play there.
Cool. I didn't know they had music there.
They did, yeah, for at least a little while. But yeah, I would play there out there on the patio.
Yeah, I have pictures out on that patio. I used to work at El Cerro, which was like in the library parking lot, that little Mexican restaurant with 32-ounce margaritas.
Yes.
I worked there for years. That's where I learned how to speak Spanish.
That's so funny. We were there in the same time.
That's so funny. I wonder if we were. Did you go to Underground Blues ever? Johnny Depp used to play there too.
I did, and I may have seen him back in the day, but
what if we were at the same show?
Right. Spooky.
Showception. Here we are.
Did you ever go to a bar called Jake and Mickey's?
Yeah, I went there all the time.
So my buddy Sean McCabe owned it.
Okay.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
We're like, you're messing me up now. So yeah, we used to like. I mean, that was my bar. The little back room. Like we would like. Oh my God. We would carry Sean in there sometimes. I haven't heard
that in so long. I haven't heard anybody say that to me in so long.
Yeah, so...
TD's was my spot, though.
TD's was right next door to... Hulu Hands, yeah.
Yeah, we used to go there from 4 to 7. They had free pizza and free beer for $1 cover, I think it was. And then we'd go to the free UCF baseball game at like it was like 7:30 it would start, and then at 9 o'clock we go back for free liquor. Like I lived for Friday nights. That was my
God.
shit. I loved it.
And they wonder why kids like flunk out of school. Unbelievable.
I mean, it was just Friday. Like I got all my stuff done. I still had a whole weekend.
Oh, that's too funny. Yeah,
That
Jake
is.
and Mickey's. Yeah, I spent a lot of time there. You ever go to the liquid cellar that was right there in there? Yeah, I never went there. I hated that place.
Pounders, Scoop.
Oh yeah, Liquid Cellar was the one next to Underground Blues. Scoop was the one in the same plaza as Jake and Mickey's, right?
Yeah.
And then the Pita Pit down on the. If you guys aren't from Orlando, you have no idea what we're talking about.
I haven't. Oh my God, Pita Pit was so good.
So good.
But yeah, then Liquid Cellar turned into Foo Bar. And
That's
that was
right.
also another one of my spots. I remember they had dollar pitchers, and
Unbelievable.
not that I'm condoning underage drinking, but I definitely may or may not have partook.
May or may not have. I like.
I'm not gonna be incriminating tonight, but I remember we used to go get pitchers, not just like a drink. They'd be like, "Hello, underage child, would you like a pitcher of a Blue Long Island?" And I was like, "Yes."
Yes.
And we were just
with
walking
a crazy
around,
straw.
like.
Oh my God.
And then shortly after that, they had a new owner, but they kept the Liquid Cellar sign inside, which I thought was
That's pretty.
It was
that's pretty
special.
cool and
It was
nostalgic.
very special.
I had a girlfriend one time, and we went in there, and she was spending the whole time like trying to keep up with the boys, right? And we went in there. We had been drinking at Underground Blues all night. We go in there to do a shot, right? So we go in there, we order tequila shots. We all take a sheets, like, so it's me, all the dudes, and then she's standing next to me. We all take them. No sooner did the shot go in that she went
No, it didn't.
all over the bar, and in one movement, it was like, ugh, and she just wiped it off the bar onto the floor, and then she just like kind of sat there like this and looked at me, and I was like,
And did you go to Lazy Moon after?
no, we went home.
Okay, good.
Because I was not carting her vomit covered ass any further. And I looked at her like shocked, you know, and she's
What
like,
just happened?
she's like, what? And I was like, you know what?
What do you mean what? What is this? You just like puke cleaned.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little impressed. I was
I'm not
like,
even mad. I'm impressed.
Baxter.
What's her name, Baxter?
No.
That would make the story way cooler.
Oh God, Baxter. Oh man. Well,
Golly.
maybe I'm out of cue cards, so I think it's like willy-nilly from here. Do you want to give a shout out to your dog walking
Yeah, we can do that.
company?
If you don't know, I during the day the hustle is walking some dogs.
Terrible. What a terrible job to have.
Well, when I was teaching, like, if I happened to have a window in my classroom, because sometimes I didn't, you know, some years it was just like, welcome to the cell block D.
Right, exactly.
Have fun under these fluorescent lights for 180 days.
Awful.
But on the off chance I had a window, if the kids were like at recess or not at specials, gym or whatever, I would just stare out the window and I'd just be like, I'm really gonna go walk my dog. Like that's like what I would fantasize. Or I'd want to be like playing music, and those like walking dogs and playing music were like the two things that it made me happy, like. And
well, that seems like a great reason to get out of teaching then, because seriously,
and that's what I did when I took the van trip. Is like I just went hiking with my dogs and I played music and I just did whatever I wanted to do, because I don't know. At the end of the day, like some people, working in a corporate job, it works for them. That's
Sure.
what they want to do, and that's fine. I'm not knocking it, but for me, it wasn't the formula that I wanted to live by. And I just saw my life kind of passing me by, and I did the years that I did, kind of like prison. That's how it felt like, I was
Right.
going to jail every day, and I had these dreams and I had these aspirations, but I'm glad I got out when I did, and here we are.
Well, that's great. I mean, because you're what? You just turned 30?
I just turned 30.
Congratulations. How does that feel?
Like a slap in the mother effing face.
Yeah. So a little one over here in the Jordan Lounge.
Yeah.
That's what we call the living room.
The Jordan Lounge.
The Jordan Lounge. She's turning 30 this year.
Congratulations.
We're going out to Vegas, so we're celebrating in style.
That'll be fun.
But yeah,
have you been before?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I spent.
That was a. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah.
I spent a month in Vegas one night.
One night. Yep. 30 days. That's cool. I've done that with Key West.
Very similar vibe, and not as much cocaine. Not that I'm condoning drug use, because I don't do that.
Ain't nobody got time.
We
got shit to do.
I don't have enough money for that. So
ain't nobody got money for that.
Get those donations rolling in here, and we might change my habits.
He's going to Vegas every weekend.
Every weekend. No, that's awesome. So is it just kind of a word of mouth dog walking, or do you have a website or any kind of contact for that?
I have a Facebook page.
Cool.
Is that legit enough?
It's totally legit.
Oh yeah, we wouldn't. That was a tangent and a half. I'm really good at tangenting.
That's good.
Yeah, but so I walk dogs. During the day. That's
awesome.
That's the hustle, and I love dogs. I really do. My dogs are my best friends. I have no shame in admitting that.
Love it.
And I had hired a dog walker when I was teaching because. Wednesdays was faculty meetings, and I was at school like an hour later.
Yeah.
Every once in a while they'd drop these like out of nowhere. Oh, you gotta stay at work for another 2 hours. Like, just so you know, like my dog has been home all day. Like, so I had a dog walker that I hired, and then when I left, I was like, people need their dogs walked.
Yeah, it's a real service. Like, it's a real thing that people need.
I want to be the one to walk them.
You are the one.
I love.
You are the chosen one.
I am the chosen one.
Well, that's awesome, man. I'm so glad that we were able to get you in here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
I had a blast.
We got a few minutes left. I think we should play some music, because I can't get enough of your rig. You're so proficient at your loops and everything, and your drum machine. So you got another jam up your sleeve?
I think I do.
All right. I might throw some little tasty cakes on top.
Yeah, throw in all the tasty cakes.
The tasty cakes.
Tasty cakes.
God damn it. Now I want tasty cakes. Forget donations. Send me tasty cakes.
This song's called Free. This is actually about what we've spent a lot of time talking about tonight. Like, quit your job, work for yourself, do your thing. Wake up 65, wonder why. She said he locked up on the inside, trading my soul for a 9 to 5. It's just a matter of the confidence, security. Can't be living this life cause I got more to see. In this life with so much uncertainty, it's time to take your shot while we are free. Free, we are free. Free, free, we are free. Well, there's no promise it's tomorrow, so I will not live as sorrow. I'm waiting an open mind, but this time is only brought in. Make it free, but I think we understand that this game is getting old, let's survive the thing. Want to make it out alive, we've got to understand. We are running out of time, did this get so out of hand? Whoa, oh, oh. I'll be free till I die. Wake up 65, wonder why. It's 6 locked up on the inside, trading my soul for nickels and dimes. It's just a matter of healthy confidence, security. I can't be living this life cause I got more to be. In this life with so much uncertainty, it's time to take your shot while we are free. Free, oh, we are free. So what you gonna do now? What you gonna do now while we are free? Free, we are free. Oh, 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 we are free. Free, we are free. We are free.
Ooh, I love that song. That's original, right?
Yeah.
So good.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, we need to get you in the studio. We need to get you. You need to get back into it.
I know.
Like
I'm ready.
Even with even all of this, man. Like that is such a full, like really nice sound. I was grooving, man.
Thanks for jamming on it, man.
So good.
I love playing with people. Like, I want to play with everybody. That's what she said. I mean, if I could just jam with everybody that wants to play music, like that would make me more happy than anything. It's just like,
yeah,
jamming's my shit.
Well, where are you gonna be next Wednesday? Gotta look at. Well,
hang on, I gotta look at the lifeblood.
Well, if you ought to come out and hang with us with Jeff at the deck.
I'm off. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, rope me in. I'm just kidding. I'd love to be there.
That'll be fun.
Make it happen. Jeff is my brother from another mother.
Jeff is great people.
He really is.
I'm stoked to do my very first remote with him out there. So that'll be really cool.
I love me some Jeffrey. My phone calls him Jeffrey Farshishin.
So Andrew Scott, who was on the show last week, says his name exactly the same way as you. Farshisher. He says sometimes he talks. So Andrew Scott talks like this. Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
Andrew Scott goes, so when I can't pronounce his name, I call him Jeff Fresh. And I'm like,
Jeffy Fresh.
So Jeff Fresh, we're coming for you next week.
He was also a minor character on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Ah.
Not really, but he could have been with a name like Jeff Fresh.
He could have been. All right, I guess I'll play one here.
Yeah.
You gonna jam with me? Maybe.
I don't know. I don't think I need it.
I'm not sure if my nephew's out there listening, but he always asks me to play the song, and I can't see if he's texted me. Like he doesn't have a Facebook, so he watches the show through the Brad Brock Music mobile app, which is available on iTunes or the App Store and Google Play.
Wait a minute, it's after 9:30. It's not shameless plug time, Brad.
My show, Victoria Leigh. My show.
My rules.
We do what I want.
That's so funny.
So, my young nephew. This one's for you if you're out there listening.
What's his name?
Colby.
Ah.
Like the cheese.
Does he say that?
Who knows what that kid says anymore? He might, though. Song's called I Don't Want to Dance With You.
Well, fun. Dance by my damn self.
Amazing.
No, you.
No, you.
No, that was very impressive.
Well, thank you very much.
What if we just like switch setups? Be like, okay, play this, I play that.
I would definitely be at a disadvantage. Because
obviously, I would too. Yours is like, what?
No way. This is all mechanical. Like if you could think how to move your body, like you could.
Well, I can't.
You can do
This. How do I move?
Oh, Dustin, thank you for tuning in, man. You're a solid rock. I appreciate you. Good night, brother. You want to do one more song?
Yeah, I can make that happen.
Yeah. All right.
This is definitely a jammy one.
Ooh. Love of the jams.
Only stop my beak. Oh well, we don't need it right now, do we? So this is that.
You threw it earlier. So
you know I got it.
Oh, you got it.
I have since this is why I have to clean my house a lot.
You can borrow one of mine if you want.
You got a picks? Clean your house. You'll find like 5.
Oh yeah, if I need picks, I just do laundry.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll find dozens of them there.
When the shed fire happened, somebody was like, actually, celluloid or whatever they're called, picks are very flammable. So that might have been what started. And I was like, oh my god.
Oh yes, it was the guitar picks.
So this is on that Spotify album. It's called Walk Along. This is definitely one that I want you to like jam in. There's a Brad guitar solo.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
I shan't. Okay. The way I felt about it when I knew you were wrong, I knew who you were all along. And it's funny how it's no give but don't take. It's messing with me now. Forgive mistakes that you made. I never did know why I kept you around, but now you're floating with disaster and I just can't see you. So walk alone, baby, walk alone. Walk alone, and get out of my face. So walk alone, baby, walk alone. Walk alone, and get out of my face. I'm kinda pissed about it, all that you took from me. I'm done putting up with a pretty junkie. I want my money back that you stole from me. And my guitar that you traded for you fix some Molly. You messed up, and you continue to make the same mistakes. You're so goddamn fake, I blame you, cause you like a disease. And you're sick of the head, and you're always gonna be. Walk alone, baby, walk alone. Walk alone, and get out of my face. So walk alone, baby, walk alone. Walk alone, and get out of my face. I'm done trying to change you, it's time to erase you from my life. Well, that ship has sailed, and as far as I'm concerned, you can go to hell. dab on them too.
Oh, Victoria Leigh, thank you so much for being here. I hope you had a good time. Absolutely. I'm glad we finally got you in. I'm glad that obviously you had a good time. And come and see us. Come and see us on Wednesday.
I will. I'll be
we'll
there.
be at the Deck in Stewart for the open mic night there with Treasure Coast Entertainment, Jeff Farashedian, and Jeff Fresh. And so we will be out there. Songza. We'll let Bob Ross finish the rest.
Yeah, Bob Ross will finish it. But that view, like, I've always loved the Deck, and that
it's a great spot.
Phenomenal.
Absolutely. So join us there. That's next Wednesday night. We'll be doing a remote, very first remote broadcast with a new show from there. So you can come out in person if you're in the Treasure Coast area and come and see us in the flesh. I'll be wearing clothes on top of it. So
don't lie. You're gonna be totally naked.
It's that kind of party. Once again, you guys, please go to the Jams and Cocktails live podcast page on Facebook. Join the group, and like and share. And thank you so much for tuning in and for commenting and joining the conversation. Thank you again to my guest, Victoria Leigh.
Thank you for having me.
And as you guys know, this will be available to watch again on Facebook right as soon as we're done here, and it will be uploaded to YouTube in glorious HD in the coming days. And of course, audio podcasts are coming, so you'll be able to get the audio only version, so you can listen in your car and relive the magic.
Wonderful.
Relive the magic.
I can't wait to hear about how much I rambled.
Yeah, I feel like I ramble all day. Thank you again, Victoria Leigh. Check her out on the Mickey Avalon tour coming up in some of the Florida dates that he's doing. So you'll get to see her opening up that show. You guys take care of yourselves. Enjoy your weekend. Come and see me tomorrow night at the Square Grouper in Fort Pierce with Tony Solomon, 8 p.m. That's tomorrow night. And thank you again, as always, for tuning in. And we'll see you next week. Good night.